What a beautiful car to be working on a sunny day like this. And today we're fitting a spoiler to this beautiful bright red Audi R8 V10. The first thing we've got to do is pre-fit the spoiler. Now this is a cheap spoiler off eBay, which I always recommend everybody. Don't buy cheap off eBay, because generally the quality just isn't great at all, and it looks like this is a used one. But either way, it's gonna work. And it could just do with a repaint if I'm honest, but it is what it is. But first thing to do is, with any custom parts really, it's pre-fit it. So what we're gonna do, put some masking tape over where it's going to sit, just so we don't mess up the paint. Just do that with some masking tape. We've got the spoiler here, and it's literally just gonna fit on like that. Now, I will measure this as well, but for first trial fit, just gonna offer it up, make sure it looks about right. So looking at this, what I'm going to do is make sure there's the same amount of gap there as there is at the back. Make sure it all still looks nice once it's on. And then of course, make sure there's the same amount of gap on each side as well. Then what we'll do, we'll take off this panel, take off this little panel, and then we'll drill it through, bolt it through, and put it all back again. This is luckily quite a simple one to do, but you just gotta be careful because you can only drill once. Okay, so that is roughly placed on. And a good way just to get your base measurements is just use your fingers. Put your fingers at the side, you've got to feel for, it's not too far away. You can look side to side and get it something very similar. Then I always prefer to use a metal rule, because I just find them more accurate than a tape rule. Then we'll just get some measurements. That's 15 mil, and that is 13. So it literally needs to go forward 1 mil, so that's 15 there. Perfect, so we've got 15 there and 15 there. Do the same on this side. Obviously just got to make sure you're still measuring from exactly the same point, side to side. And then we'll get some measurements from there. That is 29 mil. Okay, so that's 29 mil as well. And that's the thing, if you're using your fingers as measurement, you're normally very, very close straight off the bat, which that one is perfect. Now what I'm going to do is just draw around those, and then when we're doing it on a trestle, we can literally make a template of that, drill through, so we know exactly where the bolt holes need to be. First thing to do on this one is we've got 30 bolts, one either side there, one there, and we've got one in the center. I believe there's plastic clips underneath here, which will get some trim removal tools, pull that up. That should come off. Open. There we go. One there. I'll leave those bolts in there a little bit. What I'll do is just tape this so it just doesn't get damaged. So now those bolts are off, should, he says, just lift off. Right, that's going to be awkward as fuck and not really work. Okay, I'm just going to get my wobble joint. Right, so just put the spoiler up, got that panel out, put the spoiler up to undo the 4 bolts that attach it to the brackets. Are a little bit awkward to get to. That's the first one. I'll take that joint off for this one. Same on the other side. Okay, so for these, it's a T30 multi-spline, and the back one is just a little bit awkward to get to. So I've got a little wobble joint on the end of the ratchet. I'm just going to make a template of the bottom of those, pinpoint where the 6mm bolts go, flip that onto there, drill straight through. What we're going to have to do is put 6mm holes through the top, but on the bottom, It's double skinned. So what we're going to do then is put a 20mm hole cutter through that side, which I'll show you in a second. So we've got a 20mm hole on that side and a 6mm on that side, so that we can get the nuts in there. Obviously protect the paint. I'll fill back on. So that's that one. Basically what we're going to do is flip it upside down, straight over the pencil mark that we did earlier, and just drill through where those mounting holes are. So we know exactly where to drill now. So just put a pilot drill through first, then I'll go through the 6mm. Well, so we've got the 6mm through now, as you can see here, a bit more clearer. We've got that cavity, it's double skinned. So what we're going to do now is use this hole cutter, and that is a 6mm drill bit, which is why we put the 6mm through as well. Plus obviously we're still using a 6mm bolt to bolt it on, so it's all fairly easy. What we're going to do now is put this through, line that up with the hole on the other side, and just drill the 20mm hole through this skin here. There we go. I'll get that out in a second and tip it up. And that is so we can get to the nut on the other side, of course. So there you can see all the 20mm holes are done, and that is so we can get a nut on the back of the bolt, which is going to sit in there. We're going to put some protective paint around that then, so nothing goes. It's aluminium, it's not going to rust, but we still don't want it to corrode. Then we're going to put some grommets in, which will look exactly like the factory ones there, so you would never know. And of course, you'll have a nice big black spoiler sitting on the back, and you can bolt it back in the car. And that's it, we're done. In just a few hours, we've completely transformed the way this car looks, and me for one, I think it looks so much better with this spoiler now. I mean, it looked hard before, but it looks hard now. Now, you know what, we do a lot of stuff like this, and you can't help but love doing a job on a supercar that completely transforms the way it looks in just a few simple hours. So we love stuff like this. If you've got one, you need it doing spoiler, splitter, diffuser, body kits, whatever you need, bring it down to DC Customs, send us a message, and we'll sort you out.